Happy Hump Day, everybody. A couple of quick notes, and this one, if you know anybody that isn't looking at Zoom or isn't checking these out or following through with it, it's not really a Zoom, there's a Loom video, but who's not going on to Slack and able to look on general, the city's starting as of tomorrow, issuing those $5,000 fines for the COVID and the local laws that they've passed out. So what we really need you to do is look at some of this information. There's going to be 4 pages that I'm going to have in the office that you'll have as well. And we're going to have this on each and every single site that we're working on. Now, this applies a little bit more to larger construction sites, but if we're working at, for example, boiler jobs, we're working where there's a bunch of people together. So here's some of the do's and do nots. So they want us to comply with all social distancing protocols. We can't violate those. We have to remember that we have reports on site. So that's part of what this package that you're going to have. I'm still waiting for some forms so that I can laminate it so you can have it. You have to have either access to restrooms or you have to have soap and warm water or hand sanitizer with you on the job. Elevators, they even want us to, if it's not listed there, we may have to put something up. Some of the 6-foot distancing rules and stuff, we have a picture of that you might have to tape up. For now, I'd like you to keep it with you in the truck and bring it into every single job. And then you're going to have to write your name on there as the supervisor. And we'll go through those forms real quick. Hopefully I can keep this video short so you guys can not get bored watching it. But it's really a big deal because we've gotten 4 notices from people saying that if we don't comply with it, we're the ones that are going to pay the fine. So it talks about signage being posted that you're not allowed without a face mask on. Lower capacities on elevators. The safety plan is in effect that we have to have either a hygiene station or we have to have hand sanitizer available. So we're going to have a couple small ones of those for you, but make sure you have your sprayers because we can even show them that sprayer has a liquid in there that can help clean. We have to sign off that there's a communication plan, a safety plan, a cleaning log, a contact log. They want us to know who that's on the job site so we can say who is working together because there's a lot of different jobs that we do where we get, you have to be closer than 6 feet, so it's almost impossible to do. This is what the city's been doing. We've been getting these on a couple of job sites, so they want to know that there's a safety plan on site. They want to know that we've done it. We've sent that to the Department of Health. So we actually have a letter that came back from the Department of Health saying that we submitted it. Are there washing stations? If there's bathrooms available, you don't have to have the hand sanitizer there. If you have the hand sanitizer there, you're always better off. Reduced capacity in the elevator is usually the building's problem. Confined space in use, no greater than 50%, so they don't want you closer unless it's something you have to lift. So we got to make sure that even in the shop and around the site here, we're doing that properly and we're away from each other and we have our mask on. The cleaning log site. So on this form, you're just going to have to check off that you cleaned your tools and your hands. And you just got to sign off on it. So you can use a magic marker on there, take a picture of it, leave it with we'll load it up into the job. But every morning we're going to have to go through this and look. There's also an app I'm looking at that we might have to answer like 4 or 5 questions every single day because this is a good way for them to make extra money, and they're also making it difficult for people to work, but they're shutting jobs down. They're revoking permits. They're doing a bunch of things on it. So it's really something everybody's going to have to take into consideration. A contact log is maintained and on site. Guidance signage posted throughout. So that's like, the 6-foot distancing. A safety monitor, so that would be the mechanic on site or the lead technician on the bigger jobs. So if you guys are working on like NYU, there's 4 or 5 of you there. We need these forms on there, and you just sign that you're the safety monitor and you're watching this stuff and making sure you're careful. Social distancing is maintained, so if they see us closer together without a mask on, that's it. It's a $5,000 fine, and they're shutting down the job. This starts and it takes effect July 8th, which is actually tomorrow. So we've been working on this compliance, but trying to get some of the documentation and stuff has been difficult for us. So it's really starting tomorrow, so we must have that safety plan. Anybody who comes in the morning, I'll try to make sure I give it to you. We printed out a bunch of copies. I have not had a chance to laminate it yet. The laminate didn't come in. We ordered it a couple days ago. And I'll show you what the stuff looks like. So basically, this is our safety plan. So the following protocols are based on New York State. Everybody shall wear at all times on the job face masks and or job appropriate face coverings and protective equipment. Now rags, do-rags, stuff like that, those kind of things do not apply. So anything that's, wrapped around your face that looks like you're from the old cowboy stunts, it doesn't apply. They want to know that it's an N95, it's pre-made like the ones that we had Maxwell Plum on. Those apply. So it can be cloth, but it's got to be made as a face mask. They want your nose and your mouth covered. So we're providing those. The sharing, of course, is prohibited. This has to be posted. So this form would be with you. Commencing any job, we'll actually ask the job site. We're getting some of them that want special procedures. I think there's some Cohen buildings that they only want 2 people on an elevator. It'll probably take us an hour to get upstairs. Entering and exiting jobs should be done in stage fashion, so you can't be, right next to each other. You got to be 6 foot apart. The social distancing is the big thing for them. We got to sanitize any common area that we're working on, so we'll do that with the sprayer and make sure that we get it. Have access to hand sanitizer, as we said. All tools to be sanitized. Designated an area in each truck to safely dispose. So make sure you got a little garbage pail or something that we can throw the stuff away with your regular garbage. We'll use telecommunications whenever possible so that we don't have to meet in large groups, which is one of those things that has to happen in the morning a little bit better. And we're daily going to be screened, so you'll actually have to write on this form every day in the morning that, yes, I don't have a fever, I don't have a cough, I'm not sneezing. The fever that they're saying is anything above 100.3, so those are the things that are a problem. And then it's a copy of this form that we send to them. So this is the daily log. Who's ever there just writes their name on there, and then full name and date, and that's our full communication plan. And it will say that all Maxwell employees must notify their supervisor if they feel anything like that or do it. So you would actually take all 4 of these in with you and have them on the job site in case a DOB inspector comes and asks you for it. Because without it, they're going to cite the building and cite us a fine for it. And you can, once I have it with the plastic laminate on that, you could just take a picture of this every day and send this in with your work order. Or I probably should just have you send it to service, and we can take it in there so that we can log it in and keep it around, just in case anybody asks us. This one is the one that they're looking for that says the business affirmation that we turned this into the state. So that's one of the shots that we're going to have, and it shows that we're actually the company that did it, that we sent it in, that we've reviewed all of the guidance, I've done it with you, and that you know what to do. And then I want to have a couple of extra of these so you can post them around. So stop the spread, maximum 6 feet, maintain 6 feet distance, face coverings. Those kind of things will give us at least some of the stuff so that we're heads up on it. I appreciate everybody's help on this. Hope you had a great 4th of July weekend. Thank you for going through it. And please share with anybody else what else that we might do or what else you might need. And then also anybody that may not see this video, share it with them and tell them, hey, you got to look at this because I really need. We had some signatures from the guys last week. I'm going to run a list and tell everybody who else needs to sign it so that you're aware of this as well. And